I personally do not believe there is such a thing today as a brand awareness campaign. Lots of marketers still talk about it, but you're only ever a click away from purchase today. Right? You used to build awareness and nurture it and build it over a sales cycle. It doesn't exist anymore. Even what you think is a brand awareness campaign can be generating sales instantly. And so if you're building a campaign, you've got to build the touch points in. Whatever you think your objective is, it's got to be really easy for people to get to purchase. And so I think brand awareness campaigns as such, no, your objective is wrong. Your objective is, yes, it's to spark a conversation, start a conversation, but actually where you need to be doing the work is making sure that conversation moves along as quickly as it can to get to the point where the mass market are buying what you've got to offer.
It's all about identifying those opportunities where you can generate awareness and interest and also generate some demand. And that's part of integrating demand generation and aggregating all of your activities as a marketing function together. So you're leveraging all the opportunities to drive awareness and interest and drive out your brand values, but also you're tying them in with opportunities to generate new business. And that's how you need to be clever. And from an influencer point of view, driving your brand in contextual situations where you're focused on speaker slots, where you're focused on sponsored kind of debates that then get picked up by media, whether you're pushing out content that can then be picked up by influencers. That's the type of cleverness that a player like Clarinet needs to be in terms of driving brand awareness.
In terms of B2B technology brands, it's really important not just to tell your customers about your brand, but to really help them wherever possible to live your brand experience. Very easy to say and not so easy to do, but I think a fabulous example of this is HP with their Cooltown. So what HP was able to do is actually use Cooltown as a technology showcase for all their products and services and actually present that in futuristic scenarios so you could go to a living room and see how the technology could improve and enhance your life, and in doing so, live their brand experience.
For most of our clients, if you like, the IBM brand is experienced through the person who works for IBM, the IBMer, be that the salesperson or the support person or whomever, someone they have a human relationship with. We're doing a lot of things to look at can we feature more of our staff on our websites, for instance. Not airbrushed mythical pictures of pretend people, but real people. Can we feature some of their social media profiling on those websites? So so Fred Smith, who works in our software business, who is an expert on rational development tools, but from his social profile, you get to learn a little bit more about Fred Smith. You know that he's got interests in hot air ballooning or something as well, and his three last recent tweets were this, that, and this. Right? So you get a slightly more colourful view on the individual, and actually I can't help but think I think you get a slightly more human view of the brand as well. So I think it's a really, really intriguing area.
Social forums now are a fantastic opportunity for you to fuel your brand. And what I believe the technology companies need is they need a lot of imagination to do this, and a little bit of money will obviously help. But here I think you can use Twitter, you can have the right message that's relevant to your audience and help them fuel your message for you. So by sparking interest and engaging them in conversations, they can start to share your message, and in doing so raise awareness for your brand without you directly getting involved.
The most effective channels for brand awareness, without a doubt, would have to be the analysts in the technology field. These are the guys that the CIOs would look to as their first point of call, in my view, to get a perspective on whether they should be including your technology or not in a long list of potential suppliers. So if you're going to focus effort and investment anywhere and you haven't yet developed relationships with some of the analysts, then that would certainly be a priority for me.
In some ways we've got an easier job because quite a lot of people know about Microsoft. It's not as if we're trying to generate awareness necessarily of the company, but it's very, very important for us, bearing in mind the portfolio of products and solutions that we have, to make sure that the overall overarching brand of Microsoft is adhered to, but also all the individual elements as well. So, for example, Windows 7 has certain brand guidelines, and they would also then have to adhere to the Microsoft guidelines. And it's really important to make sure we're giving that consistent message, that consistent brand out there. So when we're promoting our products, it's quite tricky to also get across the Microsoft brand behind a lot of the products, because a lot of the products themselves almost have their own brand. If we were really pushing, for example, a particular product that was very heavy on the product messaging and what it could do for you, we would maybe push that more than necessarily the Microsoft values. However, when we're doing the Office advertising campaign, although we're promoting Office, we're really promoting Office as a lifestyle and how it's going to help and how the Microsoft brand can help you in those areas. So it's a little bit different. I think it really depends on a campaign by campaign basis. All our messages have the Microsoft logo on along with other logos. And I think one of the reasons for that recentish change is so that people do start associating it. Instead of just Office 2010, it's actually Microsoft Office 2010, and instead of Windows 7, it's Microsoft and Windows 7, and making sure that there is the association.